The table with the traitor. What Jesus teaches about love that doesn't walk away. What do you do when the person you fed, served, loved, and trusted is the one who breaks your heart? Jesus didn't cancel the meal. He invited him anyway. It was Thursday evening. The candles were flickering low in a quiet upstairs room in Jerusalem. The city buzzed with Passover energy, pilgrims crowding the streets, lambs being prepared, songs of deliverance echoing off stone walls. But in this upper room, the atmosphere was heavier, intimate, suspenseful. Jesus had gathered the 12, the men he had poured his life into. They'd walked with him, learned from him, slept beside campfires with him. He had washed their feet, even the feet that would soon walk away. And one of them was already gone in his heart, Judas. Sitting at the table, chewing bread made by the hands of heaven himself, dipping into the bowl with the Savior he had sold for silver. Jesus didn't remove the chair. Let's pause there. Jesus knew what Judas was going to do. He wasn't naive. He wasn't caught off guard. He called it out in the middle of the meal. "One of you will betray me." Matthew 26:21. The room fell silent. Eyes darted. "Is it me?" they whispered one by one. And Judas, his voice just as steady, asked too, "Surely not I, Rabbi?" And Jesus simply replied, "You have said so." Yet he didn't call the guards, didn't shout Judas down, didn't kick over the table. He broke bread with him. He offered the cup. He loved him to the end. B, when love doesn't flee the room. In today's world, love has an escape clause. We walk away from marriages, friendships, even church communities when people disappoint us. But Jesus stayed at the table with betrayal. Why? Because his love isn't transactional. It isn't based on behavior. It isn't afraid of heartbreak. It's stronger than betrayal. A modern parallel, the dinner after divorce. A woman in her 50s, recently divorced after decades of marriage, hosted Thanksgiving last year. To everyone's surprise, her ex-husband was invited and showed up. He had cheated, hurt her deeply, broken trust in a way that everyone assumed was beyond forgiveness. But when asked why she included him, she said, "Because if love only lasts when it's easy, it was never really love." That night, something in her children's eyes softened, not because everything was fixed, but because grace showed up at the table. That's Jesus. Heart, the difference between reconciliation and redemption. Let's be clear, Jesus never endorsed Judas' actions. He called him out. He also let him choose his path. Loving doesn't excuse. It doesn't mean tolerating abuse, ignoring harm, or pretending nothing happened. But it does mean leaving space for redemption, even when the person never asks for it. Warning, how would we treat Judas today? Would we have shamed him publicly? Blocked him on social media? Exposed his betrayal in a viral tweet thread? Maybe. But Jesus, he gave him a seat and a choice, and then let him go. Because grace doesn't force itself. It just stays available. D, Jesus' table teaches us 3 things. Love can coexist with grief. Jesus was heartbroken, but he still served. Presence matters more than protection. Jesus didn't protect himself from the pain. He embraced it to reveal something higher. Grace doesn't guarantee results, but it reveals character. Judas left, but Jesus never stopped being love. C, discussion questions. Have you ever had to sit at the table with someone who hurt you? How did you handle it? What's the difference between healthy boundaries and loving someone who's broken trust? How does Jesus' example challenge the way we handle conflict, especially in relationships or communities? Is there a Judas in your life that God is asking you to love, not enable, but not erase?